down to the neighborhood where it feels like your childhood. Your friendly neighborhood buy gives it her all, bringing you the local haul. All kinds of comics, classic and new, Marvel, DC, and indies too. Readers and creators in unity, welcome to our community.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the neighborhood, and welcome to your friendly neighborhood comic show. I'm your host, Lauren, your friendly neighborhood bye. And it is a really nice Sunday. I don't know about where you guys live, but I'm in North Carolina, and it's ridiculously sunny outside. So I'm hoping to get out there soon. But this is where every week we keep hope, give help, and share comics with all. And today we are talking X-Men and Thor, and Reformed comic book characters. And we have a really, really special guest joining us today. But I noticed I'm wearing the wrong hat. So I've had some personal stuff going on lately, in case you haven't noticed my slower tweeting and stuff. But I still wanted to, make sure I did the show. So I'm going to switch off my emo hat. Sorry, Batman. And put on my gay X-Men hat, because we are here to have some fun today, you guys. We are gonna have lots of fun. Real quick, before we do our neighborhood check-in, just wanted to remind anybody and everybody watching, we do have a giveaway going on still. So we need 100 subscribers, and 2 people will win one of these sets each. So there's a Spider-Man one and there's an Indie Comics one. Really, really exciting stuff. We're currently at 68 subscribers. So I know somebody at least wants to be at 69th. I know somebody wants to be at 69th, because that's a personal favorite number of mine. I don't know about you guys. So be sure to subscribe to the YouTube, get your friends too, because once we hit 100, I'm giving those away the second we do on the Twitter. So make sure y'all go ahead and do that. Quick hi, I know Bali Rock's here, all that great stuff. Let's go ahead and do it. I know some people last week were like, bring back the segments. So let's do it. Let's do our neighborhood check. All right. Well, good morning, Bali Rock. I see you in the chat. I see Joe. Good morning. Let's go. I am just super excited to have our guest on today. Welcoming her to the neighborhood. She is my co-host of the Simply Amazing Pod, where we talk Nightcrawler, all the X-Men, just stuff we might like a little bit. So I'm going to bring her on in just a second, and we're going to greet her. We're going to talk about our results for the poll this week, and then we're just going to get into the show. So without further ado, please welcome Lisa. How are you, Lisa?
Hey, everybody. I'm super excited to be here. I am rocking an 80s hairstyle to...
I wonder why.
Because Thor is bringing the 80s back. It is the best decade ever, and Thor is bringing it back. So, yes.
Absolutely. Well, how are you? You seem like you have even more energy than me, which is a good thing. It's needed today.
I'm ready. I've been up since 7 a.m. I actually woke up at 6:30, and I was like, I'm gonna go back to sleep and set an alarm, and then my dog started whining at me, and so now I'm awake. I've been awake since 7, but it's okay. I'm having a good time. I'm excited to be here and talk about Thor and X-Men.
Yes.
And I just have to say, can I just applaud your little hat change, because it was such a cute little Mr. Rogers send off. I don't know if it was intentional.
Thank you.
It really reminded me of Mr. Rogers, and I grew up with Mr. Rogers, so I love that.
Yeah, no, well, thank you. Well, I wanted to address, I know it's not important for other people, but to me, I want to address that, yes, something's been going on, so it might be a little more different than usual, but I didn't want to harp on it too much, because we're here to have a good time. We're here to wake up and enjoy life. And, even when I have stuff going on, that's what I'm here for, so we're going to do it. We're going to have a great time.
Wake up and smell the next coffee. Brewing.
That's absolutely it. 100% it. So, I don't know if you know, Lisa, but on the Twitter, I do a poll every single week. It has to do with our neighbors and who else is joining your neighborhood and what role they play. And today, or this week, the poll was, who's our loudest or noisiest neighbor? Okay. Ooh. And there were 4 options. I know there's so many options, guys, but there's only 4 spots on the Twitter poll. So we had Deadpool, we had Harley Quinn, we had Star-Lord, and we had Lobo. And so I wanted to introduce to you all live on today's show our loudest, noisiest, most obnoxious neighbor.
This is a really
as
tough
voted by you guys, exactly. Lobo won the poll. Congratulations, guys! You have invited Lobo into our neighborhood. How you feel about that, Lisa?
I am surprised that Lobo beat out Deadpool and Harley Quinn for loudest. I mean, okay, I'll be real. I don't know a whole lot about Lobo. I'm not a big Lobo fan, but like I know enough about both Harley Quinn and Deadpool to say like they're loud, but like not like they're intentionally loud and they're out to annoy the hell out of you. So like, you know, like if Harley's making noise in her apartment and you call and be like, hey girl, listen, like I'm trying to put the kids to bed. Can you just like tone it down? She's going to be like, I'm going to be louder. So, and I imagine Deadpool did something similar. So it's surprising to me.
Well, it's surprising because like I was like, oh, the popular ones are going to take the vote, you know? But yeah, no, I think we just have a lot of DC fans that watch the show because they were like Lobo and let's do somebody different. So I'm all for that 100% because I was like, damn it, like somebody's gonna shit on Harley, but she is loud, so there's nothing wrong with her being loud. She is loud, obnoxious. But I was like,
no, I'm loud and obnoxious
against her, like. But yeah, it actually kind of worked out. So I'm just excited because we have let me find the picture real quick. We have Amanda Waller as our neighborhood HOA president. So every time Lobo does something, she's going after him. How's that going to work out every single time?
I mean, she can handle it. I'll leave that to her. Like that's all on her. Like I don't want to deal with it.
I mean, can she handle Lobo? I mean, I think of all people she could, but also he's Lobo. Like he's basically immortal and shit, right? Like
let's just put him on the outskirts of the neighborhood. Let's get him like a nice little like shack. Like he can be like the Unabomber in a shack out in the woods.
I was gonna say, I think she should make him part of a Suicide Squad. There you go. That's Waller's solution to everything. If you suck, you're going in the Suicide Squad. Get.
Well, here's the thing that we don't consider about Waller being in the HOA. Is she going to implant chips in all of our brains, and if we're too loud, she's just going to explode us?
True. I mean, what if when we sign the contract, they're somehow automatically in there? Like it's a bug that flies in our ears. Like, ugh, who knows? Who knows, guys?
I mean, like,
you know, chat.
I belong to an HOA. I pay $20 a year, and all they do is there's this little patch of green in the middle of the court, and like they've been planting apple trees and pear trees in it. And it's like, I live in New York. Why are you planting pear trees? What the hell is going on?
They're dreaming. They're trying to manifest, and it's not working. I think that's what's happening.
I know. I'd take Amanda Waller, I guess, over that because she clearly knows how to keep that shit tight.
True. And Ballyrock, I think he's talking about your light behind you, Lisa. Your hello there light. Your Batman-esque.
Yes.
Compliment to you there.
Batman. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, that's my I bought that on a whim after watching Batman Returns, which is my favorite Batman movie still.
I witnessed in live time her like decision being like, I want that. Lauren, should I get it? 10 minutes later. So I bought it.
Yeah. I'm very impulsive.
She bought it. Ugh, aren't we all just like Lobo? So, you know, maybe we have something in common, even with a egomaniacal sociopath. It's fine. Don't worry about it, guys.
His parties are off the hook. His parties are crazy off the hook.
For sure. And you know what, between his parties and Thor's barbecues, because Thor is our barbecue master, I mean, you're never bored in the neighborhood, guys. You will never, ever be bored.
Absolutely.
And speaking of Thor, I know I was originally planning on this because we usually talk comics, but Lisa want to talk about, and it is such a huge deal, and we can always cite the comics if we want. Let's talk about that Thor trailer.
Oh my God, I just rewatched it, and I had the chills all over again. I just love Thor so much. I never had any interest in Thor comics ever. Like I've been an X-Men comics girl through and through, like always. And yet the Thor movies do everything for me, especially since Taika Waititi has taken over with Ragnarok. Like they are so good. I am so excited about Love and Thunder. Like I said, the 80s are back. If you don't like the 80s, well, I'm sorry, because they're back. I've been waiting for this since 1990 for the 80s to come back because I love the 80s so much. Just the aesthetic of it, everything about it. It's just so clever. I'm just I'm without words of how excited I am about this trailer. And they really made us wait. They really made us wait for it.
They did.
Yes,
Like,
Joe, so epic. I totally agreed. The song choice, the Guns N' Roses song choice, is absolute classic. That is one of the most iconic, guitar lines from Sweet Child of Mine. And to have that be like your intro, it just gets you so hyped, right? Oh my gosh.
Well, and I want to talk about that trend because we're not just singing Thor, even though it was, they got that trend kind of in Thor Ragnarok, and now Taika is keeping that, which is, I agree, is fantastic. But like, we're also seeing it like James Gunn with everything he does, the Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, the 80s, and all that. They are really maintaining those songs, and it's interesting because I don't think it doesn't just work for those of us that love the nostalgia, but it's also working for people younger than us. It's working for younger generations that don't normally listen to this stuff. I mean, how do you think that's happening? Like, how did we get that lucky?
I mean, I think it's a matter of like tapping into the zeitgeist. We are at a point in time right now where the people who are creating our media, I mean, let's be real, the people who are creating our media are in our generation right now, right? Like we're not, when we were children, it was all the adults, the people ahead of us who are creating our media. And a lot of them were either, in the greatest generation, or they were the boomers. And the boomers were really the first generation to grow up with media in any kind of form that we know it, like TV, film, that kind of stuff. But even then, it wasn't as ingrained as what we had growing up in like those of us like in millennials and up, right? So I think what it is for those of us who grew up, in like were born in the late 70s and on, right? Even the Gen Xers, like for those of us in those generations, nostalgia is something so huge for us, right?
Yeah.
And we are constantly, drawn to things that remind us of our childhood and remind us of the past. And I think that is what's being tapped into with using this music. I mean, it would be so easy to just, have, well, I mean, it wouldn't be easy, actually. It would be very difficult. It would be difficult. I mean, let's not say easy, but it would probably be cheaper. Let's put it this way. It would be much cheaper for them to just hire a composer to just create music for the entire movie, which they did for the first two Thor movies, right? It is very expensive to license all this music. But, they're going for it because it does create this familiarity. So especially when you talk about things like Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor, where they really do take, I mean, Thor to a lesser extent, but Guardians of the Galaxy especially, I mean, it takes place in space. It's completely alien to what we are familiar with. But we have this kind of tether of this music that we're familiar with that keeps us grounded and reminds us that this is in a world that we are familiar with. Which I think is important. And it's just the nostalgia. And I think that we're going to see more and more of that as we get older. I mean, like in 50 years, we might have people being like, oh my God, I can't believe they brought back that Rihanna song. Holy cow, like it's amazing. I love it. I love seeing what they're doing with it.
Yeah, I mean, and again, the nostalgia is absolutely huge and it works. But it's also interesting because, again, the younger people are really getting into it as well. And Joe in the comments made a great point about, Stranger Things. I don't watch the show, but Stranger Things is also set in that time period. And that's a big deal. Like, that show is huge for a lot of people. And yeah, it's just so interesting how that time period it resonates with so many people, both the music, both the culture and stuff. And there's lots of ways it doesn't resonate either, but there's a lot of ways it does. And it seems to go beyond generations, which is absolutely fascinating to me.
Nostalgia is a hell of a drug. It is something that people really love. Like looking back to, the 1970s had Happy Days, and Happy Days was a show that took place in the 1950s. So this is not a new phenomenon, right? Looking back and on earlier times and the media and what was done in earlier times. So this is just kind of like that continuation of looking back and saying, oh, what was it like then, and bringing in those kind of different threads from the past, which in this case is music. And just going back to that choice of Sweet Child of Mine, it's such a great song.
It is.
But it's a great song choice, not just because it's a fucking banger. It's such a good song and it's got such a great riff. It's a great choice of song because of the growth. Okay, this is going to be, I am full of the most ridiculously stupid knowledge. And one of the things that I think that we're talking about in Thor Love and Thunder is that he is starting that movie in a place of like, where am I going from here? He's like, I don't know where to go next. I don't know where my life is going. I don't know what my destiny is. I don't, he's confused. And there's that very, very famous refrain in Sweet Child of Mine where Axl Rose goes, where do we go? Where do we go now? Where do we go? Right. And there's a story behind that where basically when they were recording the song, they got to that point in the song and literally Axl just starts singing, where do we go? Where do we go now? Where do we go? Like, it wasn't intentional that they were going to make that the lyric. It was like, okay, guys, where do we go from here? Like, where do we go?
Yeah.
Where do we go? And that was, they just put that in. And that ended up being, that lyric ended up just working, and they liked the way it worked. They liked the way it sounded. So they kept it in the song and they released it. And it's kind of funny. It shows that kind of kismet of, maybe your best laid plans are not always the things that work out. Sometimes you need to work with spontaneity, and sometimes you need to let creation happen in its time. And I think that's what we're seeing also with Thor, because Thor is going to have a lot of things happen in this movie that is, thank you, Joe. Thor is going to have a lot of things happen in this movie that are very surprising. I don't think that Jane showing up as Thor is going to. I don't think that's something that.
I was going to say, I think that's actually some advice that a lot of the fans are going to need to take you up on. And they're going to have that journey with Thor. Because some of these fanboys, even though we knew it was coming, it has not been hidden. They are still shooketh and they are still not happy for some reason. God forbid a woman can lift that hammer. Like, it's not even just Jane, it's a woman. God forbid a woman can lift the hammer. And it's like, I don't know, like, maybe you're just going to have to grow with your man. Like, because he's probably going to be like, he's not, Thor isn't sexist, so I don't think that's the reason, but it's going to be because it's Jane, probably would be my reasoning. Because he's just going to be like, what? Jane? Like, basically my ex is lifting my hammer? Which is fair.
I could see his surprise coming from a couple different places where it's like, number one, it's Jane. Number two, it's like, she's just a human. I think, did Steve lift
Steve did lift the hammer.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. So the only other person that he's really seen lift the hammer is another superpowered being. So for her to do it, it's like, okay, like, she's just a person. You know what I mean? Like, I could see that being part of the surprise. I don't see the surprise being that she's a woman so much as like, she's just a person. And
100%.
Like, where I don't understand this,
Right. Like, she was the damsel in distress for 2 films and he was always saving her. And now he has to flip that in his head and go, wait, she not only can handle herself even more than I thought she already could, but she might be able to handle herself better than I can handle myself. Like, what is this? Like, yeah, absolutely. That is an adjustment, and that doesn't come from a place of sexism or anything. It's just a, holy shit, what is this change? Like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be, I can't wait. I think it's going to be really exciting. And for those of you out there who are like, surprised or shocked. I mean, listen, they cast Natalie Portman to play Jane. You think she was just going to play a damsel in distress for that long? I mean, come on. This is freaking
she literally, there's a reason she didn't do the third Thor film. It's because after the second one, when she was originally told, you're not going to be a damsel in distress anymore. And she said, okay, great. They made her damsel in distress again. And so she quit after that because she said, you guys didn't hold up your end. Kick bricks. So, but now they're like, hey, you know what? I'm so sorry. We're going to hold it up. And Taika came in and probably talked a lot to her and said, hey, look, like, you have my blood oath, girl. Like, come on. Just come on. You got my blood oath. Mighty Thor, all yours. Promise. Just come back. The people want you. I want you.
You get the hammer, girl. You get the hammer. I mean,
the hammer. Hammer me. I mean, what? I'm so sorry. It's too early for that, but
Again, guys, this is Princess Leia and Luke Skywalker's mom, guys. Okay, can we accept the fact that she's a bad bitch. Also, she's from Long Island, so we're all bad bitches
she's
from
not
Long
playing.
Island.
She's not playing. Okay, we have a question here that I did not want to forget. And if you guys have any questions for us in the chat, or if you guys also want to share your favorite parts of the trailer in the chat while we're talking, let us know because we will get to it. So Bally Rock asks, think we're gonna get better Ray Bill in this movie? I hope, but also I don't know.
I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. I've heard rumors. I've heard rumblings. But
I think if we do get him, it should be a small appearance. And I'm hoping, my actual hope for the Thor stuff in terms of the MCU is that we get like a mini Thor verse. Because if you think about it, you got Chris Hemsworth, Thor Odinson, you've got Loki still wandering about in the Loki show, you've got Natalie Portman's Mighty Thor, and then if we do get better Ray Bill, I mean it's Thor, it's its own little Thor verse. It could be its own Thor verse, and I have no issue with that.
Don't forget Throg.
Throg, absolutely, like
amazing.
Bring them all in. Just do a whole Thor verse. I am fine with that.
Totally
Unpopular
agree.
opinion.
Totally agree. I will say that the chances of getting Beta Ray Bill in Thor are higher than the chances of getting Jeff in Deadpool, and that makes me sad. So.
God damn it, Jeff the Shark. Look, Marvel, do more animation, please. Like, invest in it. It's worth it. Do better than What If, anyways.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started on Lockheed and the X-Men. My idea for
let's go. I mean, see that. Let Throg lead a team again.
Lockheed and the Pet X-Men, which is the next step to Lockjaw and the Pet Avengers. Lockjaw can be in it too.
I mean, and I think they should just redo that, but make it Throg and the Pet Avengers and do an animated show for the MCU. Done. It makes sense.
No, but I want the Pet X-Men because I want Amazing Baby and
No, that'll be a separate thing. They can do both. Both is the answer. You know me.
No, but then what team is Ms. Lion on? Ms. Lion needs to be on all the teams. Because I love Ms. Lion.
Maybe she's just one of those women that does it all, just like the rest of us. We do it all.
She's the Wolverine of the Pet Avengers, Pet X-Men, and she's worthless, and nobody wants her. So just keeps showing up. Ms. Lion is worthless. Ms. Lion is worthless. She's just Aunt May's stupid little dog.
No, we love her though. She is important.
She's amazing. Important. I love Ms.
Lion. Thor Corpse incoming. Yes, do that. That sounds fun. I'm here for it. You know what? Maybe they'll replace Guardians of the Galaxy after this third film. Maybe they'll chill out on Guardians for a while and just give us Thor Corps. I'm fine with that.
I feel like Chris Hemsworth would play Thor until he's dead. I feel like he's having the best time.
He said that, I'm pretty sure. Like, he said he has no intention of stopping until they make him. Like,
yeah, it's like everyone else is like, I'm done. And he's like, I'm never done. I'm never done. I will play Thor until 10 years after I'm dead. Like, just dig me out.
Like, I'll be a ghost. It's fine. Like, we'll find a way for you to capture me on screen still. It's okay.
Yeah, just get a Ouija board and a psychic, and I'm still Thor. Like,
right. So last thoughts on the trailer before we move on. What was your favorite part of the trailer? Your personal favorite, not everybody else's, not what everybody's talking about, unless it is that. But what's your personal favorite part?
I mean, I want to say the Jane part. Jane part's great.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say that because, that's obvious. And that's also like the big exciting part at the end of the trailer, right?
Yeah, so, I mean, that's my favorite part. Like, I'm boring. That is 100% my favorite part. The rest of it, because I like the beginning where you see him transition between the trees from young to old. I really like that part too. But the Jane part, no, that is 100% what I'm here for in that film. And Valkyrie, I love seeing her being a king. That's fucking cool. Nobody's talking about that. Come on, guys. King, Valkyrie, not queen. Like, that is so important and cool.
I loved the part about the trees too. I liked that in between. So when he's doing the run through the trees, that the in between one seems to be really like hinting back to his classic comics look in that.
Yes.
It was a very, very classic comics look. And I also loved that when he's doing his workout with the chains, he looks like Forrest Gump when Forrest Gump ran across the United States with the big beard and the red hat. And I'm like, why does he look like Forrest Gump with the bubblegum red hat? I also did love when they like showed New Asgard, and New Asgard looks like just a little town. I think that's cute. I was like, oh, it's just a little town, and they got their own little HOA, and they have their own little, stuff and what's going on. So I think that looks cute. There's so many things that are changing with the mythos of Thor in the movies because of New Asgard and because of all these other things that I'm very interested to see where we're going with it next. And of course, Loki is stuck in another. Well, here's the thing: we've got Multiverse of Madness coming between,
right
now and Thor. So Loki could show up in Thor because he could come back to the main MCU through Multiverse of Madness. So, oh my God, Ballyrock also got the Forrest Gump vibe.
Yep.
Yes, totally, right? He's got that big beard and the red hat, and he looks like Forrest Gump.
So what do you mean by Thor's hat here, Sons of Mjolnir? Like, which hat? Because yes, Mighty Thor, 100%. That is all I'm here for. But what hat do you mean? Like, is it the one in the, like, when he's waving the chains? Is that weird, like, trucker hat he's wearing? Or are you talking about, like, what we see as classic costume for a second? Because I personally, after seeing that scene, I'm kind of mad we don't just have the classic costume because it looks good. It looks good on screen, you assholes. Like, it won't look good. It looked fantastic.
It was super cute. It was. I really
liked it. It was that one. Okay. Yeah, that one's pretty fun.
Oh my gosh, strongest Avenger hat. That's cute, and that's a callback to Ragnarok where he was.
It is.
Like, where he's trying, because I've seen that movie.
He's trying to do the password, right?
He's trying to do the password.
Tony's,
yeah. It's like strongest Avenger.
Yeah, and I think, and I'm not sure how true this is because this is a rumor that spread like wildfire the second that trailer came out. So, and I don't think it's been confirmed, but if somebody knows it is, let us know because I'd love to know as well. But yeah, like somebody said it was Chris Hemsworth's son, which would be so fucking cute. That would be
adorable.
You can't go wrong with that. Like I'm
literally going on IMDb right now to look it up.
That's how excited you are about this entire thing.
It's not like it's uncommon for actors to do that. Like, I'm pretty sure that I know that Brad Pitt's daughter was in a movie. I think she was in Benjamin Button.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Ooh,
Luke Battle Armor. Which I'm trying to remember what that looks like. Because I feel like I missed something. Like, did he change his armor in this trailer? I need to rewatch it, I guess. I must have missed that detail because I was too busy screaming at Jane at the end.
Oh my gosh, so Matt Damon and Luke Hemsworth are coming back to play actor Thor and actor Loki, I guess, for some reason.
Love it! Love it!
That'll be fun. Sorry guys, lots of spoilers, I guess, right here. Oh, and Melissa McCarthy is playing actor Gila. Wait, no, we know this because this came out years ago, or not years ago, but this came out like a year ago.
Thank you, Pam.
This came out a while ago when they had, what's it called? They had pictures from the set with Melissa McCarthy dressed up as Hela. So, okay. So yeah, that makes sense. I'm looking for a Hemsworth here. I will say that would be fucking adorable. I love everything about that. And I know that he is very close with his wife and kids and everything. So that's cute.
Yeah, it won't surprise me. Well, it's also just an easy way. Instead of having to audition to hire kids, the director's just like, oh, your kid can do it? Well, let me see for a sec. And they go, okay, cool. Your kid can run. They're not going to scream and cry when I don't need them to. Awesome. Let's go. Use them. Yeah. Like, I imagine that's a lot easier than the entire process. Well, sweet. Well, yeah, guys. So I'm sure we will have more to say on the entire full trailer whenever it's released. Probably after Multiverse of Madness, I'm assuming. Probably towards the end of May would be my guess that we're going to get the full Thor trailer because they're going to want that excitement for Doctor Strange to last for a little bit.
I imagine we'll get a full trailer with Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, end credits. You're right. Maybe.
We'll definitely get an end credit scene. I don't see why we wouldn't. But I think that I imagine we'll get a full trailer before Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move into our next segment. So this is something Lisa and I are both very passionate about. And Lisa in particular has a lot to say about it. We love the X-Men. Reality shows are hilarious. So without further ado, I'm going to play this little clip because we're going to switch to our next segment where both are involved. We're talking about X-Burbs.
Okay, I fucking love that you put in the Mojo World thing because I have been talking about how Marvel use this. Mojo is the way for them to do literally anything they want to do with any character ever. They need to start a Disney Plus like station that's called Mojoverse and just do anything. Like, oh, is Captain America a fish? Yes. In the Mojoverse, he's a fish. And we can have Finding Nemo with Captain America. And it should be Captain America and like Dory is, I don't know, Sam Wilson. I don't know.
So for those of you who don't know, Mojo is an X-Men villain, and basically, you know, you can get stuck in his world that, you know, again, isn't real. You're like stuck in a TV show or something. So Lisa and I were talking at one point, and she told me about this X-Burbs idea. And I was like, that sounds amazing, but what the hell is that? So what is X-Burbs, Lisa?
Oh my God, X-Burbs is literally a cute little neighborhood where the X-Men can go and live and have a normal life. And you know, for those X-Men who are done with the excitement and the adventuring, they can just go and have like a life. But we can follow them and like Truman Show them and watch them and see what's going on. So my initial X-Burbs plan was, of course, Kurt and Wanda have a house because I love them. And, you know, they deserve a break and to have as many babies as they want to have because they both want to have tons of babies. And they live next door to Wanda's son, Billy, and his husband, Teddy. And,
love it.
Yeah. So they live next door to him. And then down the street is Black Tom and Juggernaut. They have a house down the street and they adopted Sammy Boy the Squid Boy. And they got a little one. And then they all just like have little adventures in their little neighborhood. Like Wanda's on the PTA. And she gets into a fight with Sharon every week because Sharon is like Sharon keeps talking about like we'll save money if we use Cedar Shake in the playground, and Wanda's like, yes, but Cedar Shake is not safe. We need to get the mats down, and they are constantly fighting about that. It's just lots of just BS every day stuff, but with the X-Men.
And especially works like using Wanda because we saw a lot of in WandaVision, right? But it's even more fun to include the other X-Men. So Lisa had this great idea of looking at some quotes said by people on reality shows and matching them to X people.
So wait, before we go into that though, I did want to mention that also Remy is also a big part of it as well.
What is
Remy? Like,
oh yeah, Gambit. Mm-hmm.
He doesn't live in the X-Burbs, but he visits quite often with his cats.
Well, he always has his cats. You can't have Remy without cats at this point. It's non-negotiable.
No, it's true. But yeah, we were talking about, and this has come up a lot recently in different places, but like there is a huge cross-section of the world of people who love both Real Housewives and X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that they're both just big soap operas, essentially. You know,
yeah,
like the Real Housewives is a soap opera. And the X-Men are a soap opera. So I think that is a big part of why people love both. And so, yeah, we're going to figure out which X-Men or which Real Housewives. Why not?
Let's do it. So our first quote, I'm an acquired taste. If you don't like me, acquire some taste. There's so many X-Men that could say this. So many X-Men.
I love this quote so much from Ramona. And I actually love it so much I have it on a mug because I think it's such
I love that.
Great quote. So yeah, Ramona Singer from The Real Housewives season 9 of New York. Which X-Men? What do you think, Lauren? Who would say this?
I feel hard.
The easy
so
answer
sassy, but it's also like it's also very high schooly. And so like I feel like some people might be like, well, Emma Frost. I'm like, no, she's past the high school shit. Emma's not saying this. If she's gonna say this, she'll say it in a very different, more mature way. Like
I feel like Emma Frost is the easy answer for all of them. So we could say Emma for all of them because they're all just bitchy comments, except like the very casual one coming up. But
all right, anybody but Emma. That's the new game, guys. Anybody but Emma.
Yes. Let's see. If you don't like me, acquire some taste. I feel like, you know what? I'm gonna go Dazzler with this one.
Oh no, that's true. That's true.
I like it because she's a disco diva, and it helps that I have a Dazzler comic on my wall right there. But She's a disco diva, and she is an acquired taste. Not everybody likes disco. Not everybody likes what she's throwing down.
It's true. And every once in a while, I see somebody on Twitter confess to not liking Dazzler, and I'm like, so we're not talking because like that confession can just stay there. I don't want to read that again.
I don't even understand how people don't like Dazzler. Like, what has Dazzler done to you? Like,
Right. What did she do? What did she do? It's okay. Those in the live chat too. Be sure if you'd like to play along, let us know who you think would say these quotes. But anybody but Emma. Okay, Emma Frost is the easy answer. No, too easy.
Yeah, Emma's the easy answer because literally Emma is a Real Housewife of Krakow.
All right, we got that one. Okay, this one's gonna be interesting. I love God, but I will read you like a scripture.
Yep. Mary Cosby, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. This was her, I think, first season or I don't know, one of the seasons. I think it's her first season one. I mean, this one, like Kurt, maybe, because I'm gonna say Exodus. I'm gonna say Exodus.
I like Exodus.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like Exodus for this one. Yeah, I like that one.
I'll agree with that. It's funny because if you take out the first half, it could be Destiny, but Destiny don't care about God.
Destiny is God.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Destiny's God.
Like, I know where everything's going. I know what everything's happening, and like
she's the Halsey song. I'm a woman. I'm a god. That's her. That's
Destiny. That is Destiny. I love
100%. There's nothing gray about my gardens. What?
Sonia Morgan. Okay. Well, so for those of you who are not familiar with Grey Gardens was first of all, if you're not familiar with Grey Gardens, go watch it and as soon as this is over. Grey Gardens was a documentary done in the 1970s about the cousin and aunt of Jacqueline Bouvier Kennedy Onassis, who they were hoarders who basically hoarded their house in the Hamptons into disrepair. And to the point where Jackie Kennedy had to go and help them get it into repair because they were going to have the house taken away from them. And the Maisel brothers found out about it and they decided to do a documentary on them. And they're crazy. They're just two crazy old ladies. Well, one of them's a middle-aged lady. One of them's an old lady. It's actually kind of sad because the mother kept the daughter from like kind of helping things out. Essentially, it's very kitsch. It's very camp. It's legit queer culture. Like if you are out there, I feel weird as a straight woman saying this, but like it's you gotta watch it. It's amazing. It's one of the most iconic things of the 20th century.
You know what I love? You know what? We were just talking about her, but Destiny can say this line. 100%.
Oh, yeah, Destiny can 100% say this line.
100%.
100%. There's nothing great. Absolutely. This is Destiny. I was also going to say Magneto because of the gray hair, but I think Destiny makes more sense because bitch is back and she is young again.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, man, everybody's only known her as, being very old and such, but she is, and even if she was, there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, like she's reborn basically and stuff. So haters are gonna hate, but I just love. God, who's the lovesick bitch in the X-Men? Who is it? Who the hell is it?
This one is, let me think.
This is Kurt when he's drunk. That's 100%.
Oh yeah, I feel like I could call every single one of these Kurt too because he's just so everybody all the time. But this is Teresa from, I don't know. This is so funny because when I was looking up all the different quotes, and for those of you who are watching who pay attention to any of the Real Housewives, every single quote Teresa has is about like namaste and love, and then she's on the show being a total awful person to everybody all the time. So I'm gonna give it Beast.
Beast?
Yes, because
why? That makes no sense.
Because it's two-faced. Because Teresa is not.
Oh, so he would say this, and you're like, "Bitch is lying."
Exactly.
Okay.
Bitch is lying.
Got it. Okay. All right. You don't have to like me. I love myself enough for the both of us. Okay, look, I'm gonna say it. I know we said anybody but Emma, but this is Emma. This is her. I don't want to hear it. Or Mystique. Mystique's a great one for this.
I go Mystique with this one, yeah, for sure. Mystique. Since the Emma rule, it's Emma or Mystique. I also that has to be my absolute. That's a recent quote from like the second season of Salt Lake City. that has to be my favorite tagline ever. Like, absolute favorite tagline ever. Like,
it's great.
I'm waiting for it to come up on a mug.
I grew up a carny kid. Play games with me, and you're gonna play. Okay, who's fighting everyone? Because this is somebody that wants to fight at all times.
I mean, I want to say Wolverine. I put this one in there as a Kurt one because the carny kid part.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he grew up in a circus.
You know what? I could see this being Kate, actually. Kate Pride nowadays is captain, because she is a good leader, but she's still growing and she's still very stubborn, like she always has been. So she would easily say shit like this and probably get too much for herself to handle. You know what I mean?
No, that makes a lot of sense. That makes sense. Leanne was a nightmare disaster on Dallas. So,
oh God, terrifying.
Yeah.
All right, the last one. I don't keep up with the Jonases. I am the Jonases. What does that mean?
So, you know that, have you ever heard this expression, keeping up with the Joneses? So the expression keeping up with the Joneses is like you're trying to do better than everybody else, or like the idea is the Joneses are the people, the best people that you are trying to keep up with. You're like, so like hypothetically, the Joneses just got a Tesla, so you get a Tesla. The Joneses just redid their bathroom, so you redo your bathroom. That's the idea of keeping up on a hypothetical level. That's the idea of keeping up with the Joneses, is like you're constantly trying to outdo
Scott
other
Summers,
people.
Cyclops, Scott Summers, 100%. 100%. That's exactly what I think it is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes, Shaw. That's an interesting one. I would not have thought of
Shaw for that one too.
Yeah, I like that one. That's true. He does try to keep up, and he always tries to say he's, you know, first, but it's like, dude, no, like you're just behind everybody still. Like, come on.
Wait, I comment on comics said Chamber. Which one did you say Chamber for?
I think it was, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chase, the Carney Kid one. Was that it? I think it was Carney Kid. There's always.
I mean, I
don't know Chamber enough to see that or not. So
Chamber is a surly Brit. He's just an angry man who's just surly all the time.
Oh, well, then that fits. Absolutely.
Yeah. I love Chamber. If any of you out there have not read the Chamber miniseries by Brian K. Vaughan, it's really good. It's really, really, really good. Yes, he is always ready to fight, and he's just surly and angry, and just But yeah, read the Chamber miniseries by Brian K. Vaughan. It's really good. It's got a great little twist in it that is brilliant. I don't want to give it away, but it's big recommendation.
I love it. All right. Well, that was our X-Burbs chat. Hope you guys enjoyed us fan casting. Probably will happen again. So, you know, just be ready for that. But now I don't think Lisa knows how this works, guys. So you all get to help me educate her and surprise her. But we are going to be deciding our most reformed neighbors today for our neighborhood. I'm so excited, guys, because we have a whole bracket, and I'll zoom in on this. Let me get it together with my life. So we have two brackets. Okay, we have fully reformed. So on the left side here, we have Emma Frost. We have Venom as an Eddie Brock. We have Black Adam. We have Clayface. We have Rogue, Bucky Barnes, Plastic Man, and Elektra. So these are all characters that are considered, or at one point were considered, fully reformed. They had a complete transformation. They went from good to bad to good. So that's the first bracket. The second one are kind of reformed. So, you know, they're trying, but you know, they're still not hitting it. You've got Apocalypse, Doc Ock, Poison Ivy, Juggernaut, Deadshot, Magneto, Gamora, and Taskmaster. Okay. So we have two fantastic brackets to decide from this last part of the show today, and see who ends up making it as our most reformed neighbors to join the neighborhood. So I think we should just get to it, because I think this is going to give some of us some pain to have to decide between. Those of you in the live chat, of course, you guys decide this more than anything. I only jump in if somebody has to make a tiebreaker, or if nobody's here. But hopefully you guys are still here. But yeah, so make sure you put your votes in the chat so that I can count them, and we're just gonna see who wins. So for the fully reformed one, we have Emma Frost and Venom as an Eddie Brock. Who do you want to see in our neighborhood out of these two, or who do you think is the most reformed? However you want to look at it, you can have any reasoning you want.
I'm going to say Emma. That's mine, because
okay,
she's literally kind of running the X-Men now. So, like,
basically,
what's Eddie doing? So
he's struggling. I mean, as far as I know, he's going through it. He helped stop. He helped stop the King in Black. Like, he had a huge heroic moment with that. So I mean,
I know. All right, come on, guys, give us something.
Because otherwise, Emma's just gonna take it by default.
Emma's taking it.
If somebody loves Venom, you might as well speak now, because otherwise it's just not happening. Eddie probably more, but you'd rather have Emma. Really? You think Eddie is more reformed than Emma? If you have reasoning for that, please share, Chase, because that actually surprises me.
Yeah,
because I would think the opposite. I would think like somebody would love Eddie more, but would see Emma as more reformed. So
okay, but here's the question. Eddie and Venom are two different people.
Eddie Brock's a person. Venom's the symbiote. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is, who is reformed, Eddie or Venom? Do you know what I mean? Like,
both together?
So that's the thing. It's like, Eddie can go to the soup kitchen and give out soup all day and then like write his check to UNICEF. But if Venom is at night going out in Eddie's body eating people, I mean, sorry, Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, he's not doing that, and I mean, I think the only way for you to see his reformation, or like the easiest way, would be just read King in Black. It's like a tiny trade, that can kind of just show you what it looks like. Because yeah, it's both. Like, him and the symbiote got on the same page somehow. I don't know how that happened, because I didn't read a Donny Cates Venom line yet, but I did read the King in Black event. Emma is always planning something. She steps ahead of us, people, so you never know if she's plotting. So you're just saying she's a badder bitch than Eddie, which is valid.
Listen, don't hate the player, hate the game, right?
Okay, well, Joe's the only one saying Venom, so apologies, Joe, but Emma's got it this time. This one's interesting. I feel like this one's harder. Black Adam or Clayface?
I got nothing for either of them, except that Clayface is in Harley's gang on that cartoon. So
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing,
hell on that.
He is great. I love him, but I don't know that I can call him reformed, because he's in Harley's gang, and Harley's gang is not a good gang. They're still bad guys. So
I think they're getting there, though. That's what I'm interested to see on that show, is how close they get to making her a hero, because she was an anti-hero, but now in the comics, I would actually consider her more a hero. She's a hero that fucks up, but her intentions are 100% heroic nowadays in the comics, which is kind of weird, but it's working. It's working.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm giving it to Clayface. Anybody got anything else?
Anybody want Black Adam, or anybody else support Clayface? I mean, Black Adam, he went from being a full villain to being on the Justice League. So
you might have to get to Black Adam then. I mean, I don't know much about these characters. That's why I'm like, I know Clayface, so there you go. But yeah, all right, I changed my vote to Black Adam. Also, The Rock is going to play him. Give it to Black Adam.
Which Clayface? That's a good question. Whichever one you like. I don't know, man. To be fair, I put Clayface in there after I learned that in a run he was reformed. So I personally am not too familiar with it, but I thought somebody might be, because we have a lot of DC people that watch. So I thought it'd be fun. But I think this one might be going to Black Adam by default.
I think so.
Can you imagine Black Adam and Emma Frost fighting? Like, I'm just going to go cry in a corner while I eat popcorn at the same time.
Ooh, popcorn sounds so good.
See? Sunday morning popcorn, everybody. Maybe that's what we should do here on the show. Every morning we eat popcorn while we do the show. That could be fun.
That could be fun.
All
Oh
right,
my
we've
God.
got Rogue and we got Bucky Barnes. So, who are you crying over more, Rogue or Bucky? Go, everybody, go.
Oh, I comment on comics said Black Adam, so
Yep,
I think
Black Adam took it.
Black Adam took it, so we're good. I am gonna give it to Rogue.
It's
Oh,
interesting because she technically is considered, reformed, but at the same time, I never felt her as a true villain because her time doing that stuff was limited and it was pure circumstantial. Like it was because of her manipulative ass parents.
it's true. You know what? Give it to Bucky. Well, no, here's the thing. Both of them. Actually, Rogue. I'm gonna give it to Rogue. I'm going back to Rogue. Only because Bucky was bad because he was like brainwashed.
Mm-hmm.
Rogue made choices.
That's a good point. I did not consider. That is true.
Like
Because
even
if she was manipulated, she still technically had a choice. Bucky was completely brainwashed. He didn't get choice.
exactly, like he was like totally brainwashed. He didn't even know who he was. But Rogue just did what Mama told her.
I don't know. Well, I don't know, Chase, because now Lisa's got me thinking it's Rogue, because Bucky was completely brainwashed, which I did not consider. Joe, help us out. Joe, what you got? Damn it, Joe, we need you to break this. It's okay. Thanks for tuning in, my man. I'll talk to you later. I don't know. You know what?
I'm gonna spin the wheel. I'm gonna spin the wheel.
Yeah.
If it lands on anywhere from blue to red to pink, it's Rogue. If it lands from here to green, it's who's
okay. Well, we can't see it, so just spin it. I can't see it.
Oh wait, okay. All right, ready? I'm spinning. Oh shit, that's it. Oh, that's Rogue. Rogue, blue.
All right, it's going to Rogue. That was hard. That was harder than I thought it would be.
That was hard.
And we got Plastic Man and Elektra. Please, Elektra, 100%. That's my vote, no question.
I'll go with you, girl, because I don't know much about either of them. So I mean,
100% Elektra.
You know, I did see the original Daredevil movie when it came out, the day it came out in the theater, and it was on Valentine's Day. And I was with a guy, and he told me he didn't believe in Valentine's Day, and I paid for everything, and it was the worst date.
I'm so sorry.
Nothing about this date went well. Just everything was terrible.
Yeah, that doesn't sound great. It sounded like you needed Elektra to threaten the guy, so I think we should go Elektra.
I'll do it. Elektra, I love it.
Because I don't think Plastic Man would do much about that, to be honest.
Listen, girl, I don't need no Plastic Man. I got plastic toys. I got plastic things. I got plastic plenty.
All right, we are at the semifinals of the Fully Reformed. We've got Emma Frost and we've got Black Adam. Who's taking it? Who is taking it?
This is tough because you told me that Black Adam is now in the Justice League and he was a bad guy, but Emma also is technically running the X-Men.
I want to answer Chase's question real quick. So I'm not 100% on Elektra anymore. Is she fully reformed? I would say yes. Technically, I think you can debate it because she's still in the process. But let's just put it this way. She became Daredevil while Matt was in prison, is still Daredevil, and she's not killing people, which is her entire code, is she kills when she feels it's necessary. She has now taken on Matt Murdock's code. So if she's doing Matt Murdock's code when she wears the costume, I would consider that fully reformed. But that's just me.
I think that's fair.
But yeah, I mean, Emma Frost, Black Adam. I mean, Black Adam's like he's basically a god kind of guy, you know. Emma Frost is amazing, but like, if he zaps her.
Well, are they fighting or are they like? So, do they fight? Is it? Are they fighting for it?
Man, I'm trying to figure out how to decide this. Do we want to go who is the most reformed?
So
or
here's
do we want to?
Emma, like Kate, has forgiven Emma.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I think, is a pretty big deal.
That is a huge deal.
You know, and like they're friends now. Like that's huge. So I don't know anything about Black Adam other than The Rock is going to play him. So like, seriously, that's all I know about him. So like, I don't know if he has that same kind of, you know, like a character that he had wronged so horribly, that has, forgiven him.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because Black Adam, I read more like a Namor character, where he's not really good or evil. Like, so he's went from evil to being basically a Namor character to me, but he just does what he wants by his own rules. He intervenes when he wants to. He doesn't intervene when he doesn't want to. He doesn't feel morally obligated to help people unless it is to his or his people's benefit or whoever he's representing.
See, in that case, I say Emma. Because Emma is like constantly working for the good of mutants. Like that's all she does because of losing the
True.
kids.
Even if she makes poor choices, she still has the correct motivation as of the last decade or two, which is point. Black Adam and Namor are the same. Okay, that solidifies it for me. I think it should go to Emma then.
Yeah. Even though
he's not really good at that point. You're just not a complete dick.
Yeah. I even give Emma a little bit of that Namor flair too.
For sure.
I feel like they would totally get it on well, Emma and Namor. Although, you know what? Emma would find out that Namor had an affair with Pietro and be like, no. I'm not dipping my toes. I'm not dipping my toes in that Maximoff runoff. Thank you.
So Rogue or Elektra? That one's really hard.
Well, I'm going to say
Rogue.
I
would say Rogue is the most reformed, though, because Elektra is still in her process. Rogue has been a good guy for a very long time, if we're going to argue that.
Yeah, I hate to do this because I feel like I'm being very, very, like, X-Men centric. And again, I'm the X-Men girl, so I love X-Men and, But at the same time, from what we've been discussing, Rogue has been nothing but a good guy since basically... a couple issues after her inception where she was just a villain for a very, very short time through the manipulation of her parents. Whereas, Elektra, it sounds like, is still kind of dealing with some demons. So I would say Rogue.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. Even though I would love to see Elektra, and it's it feels more rewarding to say her for reform because she's been going so long through that process and still going through it. But I agree, like in terms of most fully reformed, Rogue is 100%. She's like 200% reformed. Like you can't make that girl bad now. Like except Rogue, Gambit can, but that's just in the bedroom, and that's their business, guys. It's not our business. Not our business.
Like Rogue, I don't think was ever a bad guy. Rogue was just fell with the wrong crowd, which was her parents.
Damn, really good.
It's not good when you're adopted by the wrong crowd, guys. It's just not good.
Yeah, it just doesn't help things. It doesn't help at all. Okay, so I'm going to move these down, and then we've got the other bracket, which I think is going to be more fun because these people are only kind of reformed.
It's going to be tough because I still got a lot of X-Men stuff to say, so I feel bad because all I know. It's like...
All right. Well, speaking of X-Men, first round is Apocalypse and Doc Ock. I want to vote for Apocalypse because I like him better. Doc Ock, I don't really care much about. Apocalypse, he is a menace, and I love him for it.
I'm going to vote for Doc Ock because...
Gasp!
He saved the day in Spider-Man. he saved them from Electro.
No-ho!
I just love...
You're not wrong, though.
You know what it is? I don't know why I love Doc Ock so much. I just do, and I can't describe it. I really like Doc Ock. When I watched the Spider-Verse movie and Doc Ock showed up and it was a woman and it was a totally different character, I was like, oh my god, I love this Doc Ock. And randomly, this is so random, on Easter I was down visiting my parents and my niece was there, and she's 2, and we were watching cartoons, and I found like a toddler version of Spider-Man to watch with her. And a Doc Ock showed up with that. And even then, I was like, oh my god, it's Doc Ock. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. I love Doc Ock.
But Boo, Apocalypse never banged Aunt May. Chase has got a boy.
Yeah, but what's wrong with banging Aunt May, guys? Aunt May
She's off limits to Peter's villains. Nothing wrong with banging her specifically, but he goes and get her.
Excuse you. Aunt May deserves love too, okay? Nobody.
But here's another point.
All right, I didn't know this part about Doc Ock. Okay, guys? Apocalypse has done some shit too, guys. All right, Apocalypse has done some shit. Apocalypse basically destroyed, like, the Fox X-Men franchise. I mean,
that wasn't his fault. That's called the writer's
doing good to begin with, but it didn't help. Did not help. So
that's so funny. Exactly. Yeah, like I don't know, Chase, are you saying Apocalypse? Because if you do, then we overrule Lisa. But if you're saying Doc Ock, that's cool, bruh. You just gotta pick. Because you're the tiebreaker today.
You're the tiebreaker, dude. You gotta decide. Is it does Aunt May deserve love, or is it Apocalypse?
Shut up! Did he love? Get out of here.
She's just sitting around our house with a freaking dog, just running around like me, basically. So, let me tell you, women who just sit around their house with a dog deserve love too. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he said Apocalypse. Woo! Let's go.
Fine.
Lisa's gonna like hold this over my head for like 20 years.
I'm gonna flip a table.
All right. Wow, I spelled poison wrong. I have to fix that right now. I'm so sorry, guys. Poison Ivy or Juggernaut. I know my pick.
I think you spelt it like how they spell fish in French. Poisson.
I'm doing my best.
Poisson Ivy. Poisson.
You do have all the power today, Chase. You and your hungover self, all the power. Exactly.
Poisson Ivy. I'm gonna go Juggernaut because I love Juggernaut. Sorry, guys. Sorry for
Poison Ivy. What the hell?
I love Poison Ivy too. Don't get me wrong, but she broke Kite Man's heart.
As she should. Get out of here, Kite Man.
Why? He was so good to her.
That doesn't change the fact that her feelings were always for Harley. She should have never been with Kite Man in the first place.
I know, but you know what? That's not Kite Man's fault. That's not his fault.
No, but he's still getting kicked to the curb.
Yes, no, that's fine. Don't get me wrong. I love Harley and Poison Ivy together. Don't get me wrong. But she broke his heart. And I'm going to give it to Juggernaut for that. Juggernaut is awesome. I love Juggernaut so much.
She broke his heart because she realized the right thing to do instead of leading the guy on. That's reform. That is realizing, I can't just string this guy around for fun.
She led him on for a while. Like, she
didn't mean to.
She was going to marry the guy. She was going to marry the guy.
Chase, please break this.
She's the Rachel Summers to her Kurt Wagner. I swear to God, to his Kurt Wagner. That's what's happening right there.
But that's different because Rachel's just a lesbian and couldn't come out yet. Ivy just didn't know what the fuck she was doing. All right, but Chase is with you. Juggernaut. He says Ivy will always do what's best for her in nature. She will kill any time for her. Juggernaut has been on several hero teams. That is a point. He's coming back,
and he's going to be on Kurt's team. With the
all right. Juggernaut takes it. It's breaking my heart, but the people have said it. Juggernaut's taking it.
And don't hate. Juggernaut loves trees too. His boyfriend's a tree. It's true.
You sounds like one of those people. It's like, I'm not racist. I have a black friend. Like, bro, shut up. But you're funny.
His boyfriend's a black tree. So there you go.
Right. All right. We got Deadshot and Magneto. Will the X-Men keep taking it? Deadshot or Magneto, guys?
Magneto. I'm going Magneto. Just because I'm afraid Deadshot's going to come up on a stage and slap me in the face.
Wait, Deadshot's not that reformed in my opinion. Like, it depends on even just what story you look at. Whereas Magneto, I feel like, has had more consistent characterization of some reformation in him. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. You gotta give it to the Holocaust survivor. I mean,
Jesus Christ!
But no,
you can't play that card.
No, but really with Magneto, it's funny because actually there was a podcast. There was an article I read recently. It was a podcast with I think Killer Mike and who else was it? It was another rapper and Chris Claremont. And it was two rappers and Chris Claremont, and they were talking about comic books, and they were talking about Magneto. And one of the things that was brought up by I wish I could remember, I know it was Killer Mike, and I can't remember the other rapper, but one of the things they brought up about Magneto that I thought was like, just really made so much sense was, the context of him being a survivor of the Holocaust is so important to all of his motivations because, he sees everything happening around him. He sees it, he just sees it being like a history repeating itself as to what he had already gone through. And so when you have that context and then you have this guy who is constantly fighting against humans, you get it. It's not just like, oh, this guy hates humans. No, this guy is trying to fight against something that like some horrible thing that's already happened to him. So I thought that was really interesting, and so I'll always say Magneto. Magneto was right.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. And that's a really good background. Actually, I'll have to see if I can find that to listen to, because yeah, that's a lot of that's a huge good point there. We've got Gamora and Taskmaster. This one, I am pretty like, I don't know which way to go. I kind of want to say Gamora because she's like, fuck you, Thanos. Like, and she had to deal with that trauma. So like,
I'm gonna say Taskmaster because sometimes you just need shit to do.
You just need shit to do. What does that mean?
I don't know. I'm literally saying it just so that we can have a tiebreaker. So.
Oh, I love that for you.
Because I really don't have a.
I mean, either way, let's be real. Whoever wins this, are they going to win against Magneto?
No.
No. All right, we're just gonna put Gamora over there because you're gonna. So we're all in favor that Magneto's taking it between the two of these, right? I'm pretty sure we're all in favor of that.
Yeah.
So Magneto's made it. But we've got this is gonna be all X-Men. We are. I tried to make it so this wouldn't happen, but here we are. Oops.
Well, Apocalypse. I came here with my X-Men outfit and my Real Housewives shirt. Like, I'm here for the X-Men.
Yeah, they won't win. Yep. So Magneto's got it. Apocalypse or Juggernaut? I'm still going Apocalypse.
I'm going Juggernaut. Juggernaut's been reformed.
Woman!
Juggernaut's been reformed a lot longer than Apocalypse. Apocalypse just got reformed like 2 weeks ago.
All right.
You know what? His wife. He got reformed and he left, and his wife showed up and he was like, "Bye, guys." I mean, Juggernaut's at least still around.
All right, we'll give it to Juggernaut.
Yay!
All right, so we've got Juggernaut, and it's literally all X-Men. I'm sorry, guys. Those of you that are X fans, I'm so sorry. I literally tried to avoid this, and we did it anyway. So that's why you guys show up in live chat so that you can overrule us X fans. Because
no, I was going to overrule. I was gonna overrule everybody from the get-go. So I was gonna do it.
Yeah, Chase agreed with you anyway. Okay, Juggernaut lit. All right, so we've got Emma Frost versus Rogue. Go.
I got to give it to Emma for that. Again, just going back to the whole, like, Rogue really was never a villain. She was just manipulated. But Emma was a villain, and Emma chose to be a villain, but then Emma chose to reform. That's why I would give it to Emma. Let's be real. I agree.
No, I agree full-heartedly. I just feel bad for Rogue, but it's like, you got a good point. So Chase or anybody else in live chat, if you have another opinion, meaning you want Rogue, let us know, because otherwise that one's gonna go to Emma. Juggernaut and Magneto. I think between those it should be Magneto.
I agree, Magneto. Just because of the history and how long he's been, and he's kind of gone back and forth here and there. Chase agrees that Emma is more reformed.
Yeah,
it's hard to say. Like, I mean, Rogue, like I said, going back to the Rogue thing, like, she just never was a villain. She just did what she was told. So,
right, and again, she did make choices, but at the end of the day, she, the second she could basically get out of being a villain, she did. Emma was a villain for a long time, and had to make those harder choices over time, and still does. Like, because Chase made a good point. Like, she does kind of walk the line between good and gray sometimes because of her actions, not because of her intent. Her intent is always good now, but her actions can say otherwise.
Yeah. And Rogue, I kind of liken, like, her early stuff to like being raised in a cult. Like, if you were raised in a cult, you really can't be responsible for the stuff you did when you were there because you didn't know any better. Like, right. And you don't have that clarity until you leave. So I think that's with Rogue. It's kind of like that. I mean, she was doing what she was told was what she should be doing by her parents, who she should think would have her best interest at heart. So, but yeah, we agree that Emma and Magneto are head to head, and so now
they are both. They can win today. They are both our most reformed neighbors. Congratulations, Emma and Magneto. You guys have worked so hard to get here.
You don't have to choose.
No, you don't have to choose. Both is the answer today.
Oh, because it was going to go to Magneto hands down. Because Magneto, listen. Magneto has a very special place in my heart. you understand that Magneto is not just Magneto.
I think he has a special place in something else too, but it's fine. Don't worry about it, Lisa. No judgment.
No, well, Magneto. You understand Magneto is my girl's grandpa. So so there you go.
Absolutely, you gotta go with family, but either way, both of them are our most reformed neighbors. We have two of them because let's think about it. There's always more than one person going under some, life changes or reformation. So it's good to have more than one person represent that. I feel like to show that, like, hey, no matter your circumstance and stuff, people can still go through reform, and there's no right or wrong way to do it. So on the more serious note, there. Yeah, I don't know. He's kind of rejecting Xavier's way now. Oh man, we can't spoil for Chase because Chase isn't caught up on Krakoa stuff. Chase, you gotta catch up on Krakoa stuff, my man.
Mm-hmm.
Woo, you're gonna see some more, but you're still valid. It does not negate your point.
I want to mention though that both of our reformed they are mutants, but both of our reformed heroes here, our reformed neighbors, both of their reformation involves the tragic death of children.
Oh, Jesus, that is depressing. But it's fine because, they're reformed and they're making more mutants as Kurt's law. So, but there you go, guys. Our two most reformed neighbors in our neighborhood are Emma Frost and Magneto. So great job to them. They've worked very hard. I don't know when we're going to do the award ceremony. We'll have to do it. I know it has to be big and glamorous for those two. But maybe we'll get to do it on Krakoa if we're lucky, guys. Just maybe we'll get to do it.
Oh yeah, I'll be in Krakoa soon.
Oh, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna get ready to wrap up the show today. So let's do our neighborhood huddle. So 1 second, we're gonna play this segment. Woohoo! I'm finally remembering to do segments today, guys.
I love all these segments. They're so cute.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, people have been telling me that, so I decided I need to stop being anxious and just do them because people like them. So, So yeah, what are you looking forward to next week, Lisa? Any comics, shows, books, whatever, anything nerdy? What you looking forward to?
What is happening next week? I didn't even think about this. I got nothing right now. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think of it. I mean, I'm just so excited about Thor, and I'm so excited about Multiverse of Madness coming up. We have we're dropping our episode about Kurt and Wanda this week, so that'll be fun.
Yes, yeah. Those of you, if you don't listen to it, we have a podcast called Simply Amazing where we talk about Nightcrawler and the X-Men, all that stuff, and theme with both one of the people Lisa loves the most, and with the Multiverse of Madness movie coming out, we are talking about her favorite ship, her OTP, and the entire universe, Kondo, which is Kurt, Wagner, and Wanda Maximoff. So that will be coming up this Wednesday, I believe it will be releasing, which is really exciting. So
this Wednesday. And then the Wednesday after that, guys, we are doing a deep dive into, this has been everybody's been asking about when we're going to get to this character. It is probably the most important character in Nightcrawler mythos, Christine Palmer. So
the most important character. The way you built that up. I was like, what episode did we record, Lisa? Because I don't remember that.
No, yeah, I'm actually really excited about the Christine Palmer episode because that episode was a lot of fun to record, and we have a great special guest for that. We'll keep it a surprise who the special guest is, but
it's gonna be
a great special guest. This episode might actually end up on the Simply Amazing feed, so if it does, eventually, these episodes have already been on. So go back.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Yeah, and I know for a lot of X-Men fans, a lot of us are hurting right now because a lot of the delays in printing have pushed back X books. So Legion of X was supposed to be out like this week or next week, and it's gone bumped an entire month. So we're having to wait on that, and a bunch of the RX books have gone bumped as well. But next week, I'm looking forward to. There's an indie series coming out. I'm trying to pull up a picture real quick because I didn't plan to show it until just this second. But there's an indie series called Bloodstained Teeth that's coming out. And it's vampires, it's gritty, it's great. I'm really excited for this one. So I will be reading the hell out of this and getting my vampire fix. Thank you very much. That's what I'm most excited for next week.
Wait a minute. I think Saga comes out this coming week.
Yes, Saga does.
So that I'm very excited about. Okay, I'm excited about Saga because I I can never keep up with when stuff comes out. I'm so bad about that. But I like subscribe to it, so like my little Amazon comes up, I'm like, it's here.
Yep.
Yes, Saga is out this week, so I'm super excited about that as well. So that's gonna be really good. And I know, Lauren, you are all caught up now with Saga as well.
I didn't mean to catch up this quick. I didn't mean to. I meant to drag this out for like the rest of the year, reading volume by volume, because I've been doing this with a little book club with the Peeps from the Gathering of the Geeks podcast, which has been so fun. But then again, stuff happened this week, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to read Saga to cope because I was really enjoying it. So I binged the shit out of it. And now I'm regretting it because it built me up. And then one issue ripped my soul apart. And I'm still trying to recover from it, guys. Like, I'm heartbroken again. And I don't know what to do about it. So,
yeah. So I want to let everybody know who's listening that Lauren got to the big cliffhanger that BKV left us all on for like 3 years.
I'm so sorry that was a cliffhanger, guys. I can't imagine having that cliffhanger for 3 years. Like, just
yeah, that was something. That was something. And can you imagine that cliffhanger happened and then we had a pandemic? Like, oh my God. Like it was just not a good time for Saga fans worldwide.
Yeah.
Not a good time.
Not a good time at all. Absolutely. But hopefully it's good. And again, it's nice to have the world. It's nice to have the world back, I imagine, for those of you that had to wait so long. So even if you were heartbroken at 3 years ago over the heartbreak, you just wanted it back. I'm still in the stage of I'm heartbroken and I don't know what to do. And why would they do this? And like I'm low-key traumatized by it. But it's okay. It's still good. Saga is amazing. I get the hype now. Chase is saying hopefully they're bumping Marvel books to fix the paper issue. I have been hearing people saying the paper on like Spider-Punk and stuff was fucking thin as hell.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. They use interior pages for cover. Ooh, that's a yikes. Yeah, glad I did not buy that then, unfortunately, because I was looking to buy that, but budget-wise, I cut it, because money, but that stinks. Jesus Christ.
Terrible.
They ship them back? You can do that? Like, I've never heard of that.
I mean, I guess if they recall them, you can ship them back. Or if you don't sell enough, maybe you can ship them back and get credit.
Well, I mean, if they're damaged enough and you report it, I guess you should be able to, right? But like, Jesus, that's a big oof. Well, hopefully Marvel gets that together because that's a damn shame. I think they're trying to find a balance between getting things out on time for the fans while not reducing quality too much, because it looks like they got that out on time but sacrifice the quality. So now it's like us as the fans, we have to decide, do we want shit out on time or are we willing to wait another month or two to get it in the proper quality?
Well, the thing is too, we're in a digital age now where I get people still like to collect the single copies. This is a hard thing to talk about because it's like you want to keep your mom and pop shops open, but also with everything becoming more and more digital media, it's very tough. So yeah,
it is. It's 100% more tough. But on that note, the show today has been very helpful for me, and it's been great having you on, Lisa. So thank you so much for joining us. Where can we find you? Plug anything you want. The floor is yours.
Well, you can find me at my little Twitter handle, which is right there, the OG Nocturne. You can find me there. Also, you can find our podcast at simplyamazingpod.com. All of our socials are there. All of our episodes are there. We do giveaways, lots of fun stuff there too. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. We're all over the place. So just come find us and talk to us.
Come talk to us. That's our website.
How cute is our website? I don't know why the picture doesn't move anymore. It used to move, but it doesn't move. There it is. Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of moves a bit, and you can listen to all our stuff. It's a lot of fun. We really love doing this pod, and if you like the positivity of this show, you'll like the positivity that we do on a weekly basis over there. So jump in.
We did just finish up reading. So we did do a deep dive on Amanda Sefton, which was really fun. And we did just finish reading all 4 issues of the 1985 Nightcrawler series, which was ridiculous. So, and we did an episode on each one of those. So come by, take a listen, and let us know what you think.
Rad. Well, thank you so much again for coming on, Lisa. Those of you watching, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, all that great stuff. Don't forget, once we get 100 subscribers on the channel here, I'm gonna give away these comics free. They're just gonna go straight to your house. No, you don't pay shipping, handling. I'm just gonna, send them your way. So, even if your friends can't or don't always watch, just get them to hit that subscribe button, guys. Just get them to click that little thing.
Okay, I am obsessed right now. Okay, I didn't realize I wasn't subscribed. I thought I was subscribed on this account. I'm subscribed. Okay, now listen to this. I'm subscribed on the Simply Amazing YouTube account, but not on my personal. I just subscribed to you. I am number 69, girl. I'm number 69.
Go! Yes! We're gonna have to make you a little trophy for that. That's amazing.
I love it.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And make sure you follow the show's Twitter at I need to change that handle. Actually, it is now. Let me edit that real quick. I haven't edited this. I changed it recently with the branding. It's NBD Comic Show, I believe. Yeah, that's the show's one. So even if you follow me on Twitter, please follow the show's Twitter. It helps out a lot. Gets creators to see all that cool stuff. And yeah, guys, stay simply amazing. Have a great week. Enjoy everything out there. And, just keep reading your comics.